Yay. Thanks for tuning in. We we're just gonna jumpstart this thing right off the bat with some excitement because it is it is the circus came to town. How about that? Um yeah, no, people, yeah, I don't even know what to say right now. I get so excited about I don't even know what to say. What do I say right now? Should I even go into it or just, you know what? Maybe it's best if I just hope that the opportunity presents itself again and we can reenact it. Hopefully somebody will walk past our yard again while our two massive dogs are outside and they'll just be, they'll just pet the dogs and like basically just extend an invitation to get their ass beat. I'm not telling you that's what happened. I'm just telling you hopefully that will happen again and I can show you what almost just happened if that guy wouldn't have been so fast. And I forgot that the guy was? Yeah, well, because we both started chasing him. And then he had to remind me that I'm a girl and he doesn't need a girl to fight his battles, which is true. But I've been wanting to fight somebody really bad. So, I mean, and that really is. I mean, you look at this. Like, this is just one of the two of our dogs. And, I mean, it's just kind of, I feel like that's just the universal language for I want to get my ass beat. Like, you go up, and it's midnight. It's after midnight. You walk up to somebody's yard. They're coming back. Oh, I got to prop the phone up somewhere, y'all, because if they come back, you're going to want to see this because I really did take off running. I was, like, screaming behind him. I was like, are you going to hold him down or am I? Like, I'm going to fuck him up. And then he's like, he's in the road now. I'm like, can I not go on the road? And then I kind of hit the brakes a little bit because I didn't want to fight. Like, I didn't want to just run at the dude by myself, but I want to fuck him up. Is that bad? People are really ballsy these days. They really are. And, and I saw that guy in the neighborhood today, and I fucking knew he was up to no good. But I also know that there's a lot of people in this neighborhood right now that are up to no good. And which is part of the reason that I have a little bit of pent up aggression right now and want to fight somebody so fucking bad. Because, why is there no chats on here? How do I? Oh, what are you doing? Wait, are you there still? Do y'all want to see? What we're doing is we're building a fire, and because we have these wood pallets that we're just hanging out outside because it's the first cold night ever this year, and we're just blowing off some steam. So maybe somebody can. Thank you. I'm probably not very much of a lady when I'm chasing after people in the street wanting to fucking fight them and stuff, but yeah, a time and a place for everything, I guess. So tell me if anybody can relate to this. Like, does anybody know what it feels like to have, like, so okay, who knows what I mean when I say, like, the unknown known? Like, there's the thing that you don't know, or your whole life maybe you've just kind of, like, never known what it was, but there's just always been this elephant in the room or like this secret that everybody was in on except you or something like that. Is that crazy talk, or is anybody able to relate to that? Well, I love the fire idea for sure. I have pasture with a wood pile. Well, what are you waiting on? You should do it right now. You should. Yeah. I wish I had a pasture right now. I mean, we have a backyard, but we live in Little Haiti, so not the same, but first of all, how old are you? It is 12:30 a.m. That's true. Again, it's Little Haiti, so time is irrelevant. How old do I look? Did you see that? Why would somebody come up to these dogs and pet them when you're a stranger and it's the middle of the night and you look like a fucking crackhead? Well, you look like, because what you are. Like, why? Because the thing is, South Carolina is the nice. Oh, hold on. Roscoe, you are being such a camera hog right now. Look at him. He's like blocking. Let's see. Trump 4735. Oh, yay. They're talking about my fluffy butt poodle. Roscoe, they're talking about how cute you are. Look at this fluffy butt. We just get bogged down with things like numbers and labels and stuff. I thought you was the one rallying for a second. No, I might have been. I wasn't that dude. I was barking. Well, he said, oh, is that all y'all do is bark? I said, well, the owners have a bite too. Would you like to see that? And I guess he did. So yeah, I just took off chasing him. She was so girly for a second. Y'all, people think that like was a fucking joke. They are a joke. I had an idea. Okay, so when my friends graduated, well, they were graduating from college, but I was younger than them, and my friend was graduating from college in New Jersey, and they were all like 21 except me. So I got a fake ID in New York so we could like go out and stuff. And I wanted to get one from somewhere else so that people wouldn't recognize it. But I didn't want to get it from Louisiana because I wanted to be able to use it back home too, which I did like until I was 21. I used it like for a long time, but I got South Carolina. That's what ID that I got. And I just got all my information like backwards. So in case they asked me, my information, I would be able to remember it. But I got South Carolina, Columbia, South Carolina, because I'm from Columbia, not South Carolina, but yeah. So y'all living in Louisiana? Sorry. No, I love this. Why are y'all saying words like, wait, what is it? Oh, I wish I had a guitar. I mean, I wouldn't be able to play it if I had one. That cactus you're about to get poked by this cactus. Oh my God, my poodle's about to get poked by this cactus. I love that we're all like friends right now. Look, I'm gonna put this over here. Come on, Renee, you're gonna get poked by this. Let's see, can y'all see him? Can you see Daniel? Look at him. He literally, I wish I could play the guitar. I do. Sorry, y'all living in Louisiana. Yes, living in Louisiana. I like these questions more. The other night, the people asking me questions were like, your parents don't love you much, do they? I'm like, oh, no. But they're like, you're the black sheep of the family. Like, your whole family is embarrassed by you. I'm like, I wish I would have just asked me my age and stuff. But I had a really bad attitude the other night. What about that treehouse here? Oh, fuck you, Jared. I didn't even know that was you. You are not, no, you go away. Or I'm gonna beat your ass too. I'm gonna line up all you motherfuckers in this neighborhood. You honor your commitments, really. Because that's the problem I have with everybody right now, is that nobody wants to fucking be a man of their word. Except me, and I'm not even a fucking man. Not you, Daniel, you're good. Jared, how you gonna come and fucking come on my live stream and you can't even meet? I thought I saw the word treehouse. I was like, what? Who's talking about a treehouse? Ooh. So you are so much like my people. Crazy as hell. I am your people probably. There's not many of us out there. But we do have to stick together. And I think we do, recognize our people when we see them. If you're being serious, because I am, because yeah, I don't hate you because I don't even know you that well. Like, hate requires a certain level of emotion and like, energy behind it. I met you one time and you believe it or not, you're not even close to the first person who has just showered me with, fun sounding opportunities for like, hey, let me play the guitar. Let me build a treehouse with you. Like, all these things. And I'm like, oh, hell yeah. Like, great. And then they're like, or I'll block you. So, yeah, that's just, I don't know why people have fun at doing that. Like, I don't know. And it seems like that's also been a theme in my life. It's not really, I don't get it. I don't do that to people. I mean, I do, but if I'm like, hey, do you want to be my friend and build a treehouse? Like, I might do that too, but I'll fucking be there when I say I'm going to be there. You know what I mean? With the blueprints and all, you know? I know, serious as a heart attack. Yeah, no, really though. Yeah, I had a friend, a guy that, I mean, I just met him recently, and it was crazy because, like, he just, I paint outside sometimes, and we lived here for a while, and, like, he's seen me, and, like, one day he just decided to stop by and, like, talk to me or whatever because he was wanting to get into painting and everything. And I swear, like, I'm not a paranoid person to think that like, I knew he wasn't like a crazy stalker. I knew it wasn't like some, like, oh, this is, a scam. Like, I knew it was legitimate, like, but because I don't have trust issues. But the things that he was saying, the things that he was saying, it was so, like, to have another person say that they had gone through or thought or experienced the things that I had that really just were like so specific and profound, and like literally like go into the psych ward and diagnose, like teaching the class because the fucking teacher didn't show up, because they can't even fucking honor their commitments, because even the people running these facilities don't know how to fucking show up on time. So him telling that story like is hilarious because I literally did that, like with a clipboard, was like writing people prescriptions and stuff, but like not being crazy, but really like doing more to put them in a better emotional state than the people that worked there, because that's how backwards this world is. Anyway, you have trust issues. I don't have trust issues. Why would you say that? I came from a town of 75 people, moved to the city at 25 years, and moved back to the country. How was moving back? Because I literally Googled the other day, what happens when the scapegoat, what if the scapegoat comes back, like in the traditional sense of like when they put all the burdens of the village on the scapegoat and then send it out into the wilderness. What would happen if it came back, like if it just showed back up one day? Because I went back home to visit the small town that I'm from, and it was not fun for anybody. I didn't stay long. Worn my ass out. Yeah, right, because I'm not saying yeah, right, I'm saying yeah, I'm sure, because one of two things: either it brought you back into the things that you had to get away from in order to, like, freaking survive, or the shock of the person that, like the role that you used to play and it being different. I mean, people freak out. I always say, like, it's kind of like when you go to Sam's and they give you the free samples. Like, it would be, I mean, the point of them doing that is so that you'll, essentially, like, buy the stuff. So, like, if one day they told you, like, you can't have free samples anymore, that's not really, that's kind of within reason because, like, they were free anyway. But, I mean, people act like that when you tell them, like, hey, I didn't know that I had been a doormat my whole life because I've had you guys, kind of set the bar. So I never knew anything other than this really, really shitty, unhealthy, toxic, I hate to even use the word toxic, but, like this unhealthy dynamic. And now that I've just had a glimpse of, like, I saw somebody being treated like a human, it kind of made me realize that maybe this is not okay. So in a very polite, respectful way, I'm going to have to tell you that you can't walk all over me, you can't project onto me, you can't do all those things. Like, I can't be that person to you anymore. And watch the freaking, it's bad. Like, people get real fucking offended, How do you get a one-armed blonde out of a tree? How do you get a one-armed blonde out of a tree? I don't know. Tell me. One-armed blonde out of a tree. You gotta be quicker than that, Jared. It better be really fucking funny. That's good. Okay, that's good. I'm not a woman, so it's a different story. Women think and feel different. That's not true, though. No, it's really, I mean, obviously, yes, there are some things that we are programmed differently because you guys were supposed to be the hunters and we were the gatherers or whatever. So there's parts of our, like, physiological makeup that are different. I mean, but as far as emotions and stuff, the only difference, in my opinion, is the fact that you guys were really taught at an early age that it's not okay to feel the things that are absolutely like natural to feel, which is why a lot of men are so angry. I think this is all just my opinion. I can't say, like, I'm not a licensed professional or anything, but you know, when you actually, you know what? Let's talk about this really. Women give birth. Women, like, you know, go through childbirth, child labor. Men don't, obviously. So would it be crazy to think that maybe women actually have a higher threshold for pain than men? Like, is that far-fetched, or is that like a possible, you know, I mean, like, I think that we would probably have to be pretty fucking gangster just by our makeup to endure that type of pain, right? So assuming that that may hold some, you know, maybe that's possible. At the very least, you know, you guys feel pain just like we do, I would think. So how come when a little baby, like a boy, like the boy, the first time he falls, almost every time, the dad or whoever is around says, get up, don't cry, that didn't hurt. Like, what? She said feelings are neither right nor wrong. No, she's exactly right. Your feelings are always valid, though. You know, I could feel like, I could feel offended right now because, you know, I could have thought that you were talking to me disrespectful, and I could actually, my feelings could really be hurt right now, and that would be valid. Like, my feelings matter, but it doesn't mean that you were disrespectful to me. It doesn't mean that I was correct in that assessment, or, you know, like the way I perceived the situation. But to tell somebody that their feelings aren't valid, that's very inconsiderate, and I think that that's something that humans really have a problem with. Because it's not our job to tell somebody that how they feel. Well, no, you shouldn't feel that way. Or no, that's not true. No, but it is. Because, yes, people are manipulative. They can be. And sometimes people will say, oh, you hurt my feelings, to try to get over on you. But, again, people that do that, it's coming from a place of, you know, powerlessness, obviously. People that don't have control issues don't feel like they need to manipulate, right? Like, I feel like I can come right out and ask for what I want, because if you won't give me what I want, and you're able to, and you won't do it, there's a power struggle there that I'm not even willing to, you know, be a part of, because if I have to, you know, like, resort to manipulation or other ways of obtaining what it is that I'm trying to get from you, other than just asking for it, then I'm not, no thank you. But that's kind of foreign to a lot of people, because all they know is, you know, other ways to get what, you know, rather than just asking for what it is that they want. What do you want? Jared, I want you to go research, you know, what makes a person defiant. Go search your soul and see. Go sit in the corner. That's what I want. I want you to go and time out right now. No, I really want to know why people are so defiant. I really want to know what it is in people, like a lot of people these days, that just, you're not going to tell them what to do. Like, oh my God. She is out of control.
Go.
Look at her. She said go. That's probably the worst thing you could tell her right now. Look at her. Speaking of defiant, let's see how respectful she is to her father. She about to pounce on him. Doesn't she sound like a freaking... What if it was dark and you couldn't see what was out in the woods with you, and you heard that, ooh, ooh, you'd be like, well, she's talking back to her father. That is very... Got her with the back. Oh, you're not going to disrespect your father in my house, young lady. Not under my roof, or patio roof. Who is this guy? Can we all boo at him? Boo! You are a baby. Is that what it says? I can't read. Live all day. Boo! Dear, did you say, but talk to you later? Okay, that's fine. Oh my God. Oh, okay. It's probably best you didn't see that anyway, huh? What do y'all want to do now? I had all these things I wanted to talk about, but... Oh, hello. It's probably not the appropriate time because it really was talking shit about all my neighbors. So I probably should wait until I go inside to do that. Not really. I mean, I would do it right now, but I feel like I just want to be not so negative because look at this thing. You really are a camera hog. Fluffy but poodle. Okay, do y'all want to play Would You Rather? She will take that on. Yeah, you would do what? Wait. Well, yeah, of course. Of course. Like, I'm a part Labrador, whatever you are. I'm part asshole is what he is. Let's play do y'all want to play Would You Rather? Who wants to play Would You Rather? Lucy? Sorry, you have to have opposing thumbs. Daniel, do you want to play? Would you rather? Would you rather play Would You Rather or would you rather push me off a bridge? I know the answer. Oh, see, your doggy's so fast. I didn't catch yours. I always talk fast. That's all that guy was talking shit, but that's not even what it was. I always talk fast. If I'm saying something that's important, I make sure that I enunciate. Which a lot of things that I say are important, but not when I'm just being silly. You would do one. Oh my goodness, you're such a fluffy butt. These neighbors think they don't know that, like, people really think they are full. I don't know. I don't know what people think. But I see everything. And, oh, I am gonna one day, look, you are so much like my cousin out of Luther. Oklahoma, where the wind comes sweeping down the plain. Yeah. Well, what are you doing? What made you, I need to know, like, what made you want to watch my live stream? Because I don't necessarily get a lot of, traffic. But I feel like I probably could, you know what I mean? Like, I have good things I think I could bring to my channel. But I'm not doing it, like, for popularity necessarily. I just don't really know all this. I don't know. I'm just still trying to figure all this out. And then the videos that have the most views and stuff are the ones that I would not think. Like, it's ones me talking serious. And then the ones where I'm, like, standing on my head and stuff, people are like, grow up. I don't know. I just want people to, the people that don't have really never felt like they fit in anywhere, like, you know, assuming, I'm not saying that just because you're an outcast, you're going to fit in with all the other outcasts, but a lot of times people do, you know. I was getting ready for bed, scrolling their lives and stumbled upon your live. Well, I'm glad you did. And, you know, we need interaction, you know. And I think people that don't understand, they just, people that if you don't get it, you don't get it, right? Alive. Well, I should, so what do you do on your lives? Yell at your dogs with paper towels? Probably not. I'm really hoping that if we kind of just keep this small talk banter up for a little while, that dude will come out again and you'll get to see me beat his ass. Interaction is healthy for people. It is. It is. And even, you know, really though, I'm joking about fighting, but really even conflict can be, I mean, I think conflict is not a bad thing because, you know, avoiding conflict is what's really unhealthy. So, I mean, I know there are people that really just love starting shit. I don't. I really don't. But I think that in order to not be afraid of it, you know, you have to be comfortable with it. You have to be willing to, you know, face it if it's necessary, you know, because anytime that you try to avoid it, it's always going to be worse. Like, it just is, every time. Conflict is healthy as well. Do you want to build the treehouse? See, look, even Jared said he was leaving, and he came. Jared, like, why did your words, like, when did your words quit not meaning anything? Because you're not the Jared I used to know. No, I'm just kidding. Where are you? Do you want to build the tree houses, or is that? Yeah, no, you, I feel like the treehouse is just something that you know, like, that's the only thing that you have. Like, you and I, you're like, we'll always have, freaking, we'll always have Paris or whatever. Like, no, there was never a treehouse, ever. You are a stranger to me that broke your commitment. Plus, you know, my boyfriend was really kind of, I don't want to say going out on a limb, no pun intended. I mean, I think that my boyfriend was kind of being cool about the whole, like, yeah, I'll go work and, like, make a living and support my girlfriend staying at home and, like, being a stay-at-home mom to, like, 2 dogs. And I'll let her hang out with random dudes and, like, build tree houses and stuff. Like, that was pretty cool for him to be, like, laid back about that. So, I mean, you can imagine how he felt when I was like, also, the dude fucking stood me up. So, he's like, yeah, well, maybe just, like, don't do that again, you know? Like, seen a hot chick. Nice. Good deal. That's all I really, I mean, there's, you know, like, there doesn't have to be any substance, anything. I mean, it really is just about visual appeal, really, you know? Yeah. I don't know. I want, like, a really loud speaker. Do y'all, like, what kind of, hello, it's nice to meet you. I'm Lindsay. It helps you stand up for yourself. It does. And it helps you, it's like it validates you. It's like a way to remind yourself that you are worth, you know, people that are like, it's fine. No, it's fine. I'm like, but it's not fine, because you're telling yourself that you don't matter enough to, you know, expect people to just have healthy boundaries with you. You know what I mean? It's not like going on being like, oh, like, you got to do everything I say. But really, it is just being like, hey, I didn't like the way you spoke to me back there. Or, you know, just whatever it is. Like, or like, hey, you said we were going to build a treehouse, and then you stood me up. Like, India. You are something. I know. I am. And I've been called a lot of things. Really, in India? What's going on in India? Is it daytime there? You know, Indian people are really, really lovely people. I was in property management, and the apartments that I was like the assistant manager, they were, I don't know if it was because, I'm not really sure exactly why. It just so happened that, like, the majority of the residents were Indian, and you could not ask for a better group of residents. I mean, like, literally just stand-up people. I mean, and I'm definitely stereotyping and, you know, putting people into, like, a box based on, like, you know, culture and race and stuff. But, like, I mean, I'm just saying, from what I saw, every one of them was absolutely just, you know, stand-up people. Like, really. Oh, I love you, too. I could use. Yeah, no, but really, though, and you know, I tried telling the manager, because I won't even get into that. I'm not going to talk shit about anybody, but I'm just going to say this girl was so disrespectful. And I told her, I said, you know, I can see people as, like, as people, and I'm saying that these are lovely people, but if you were to look at this from a business standpoint, okay, you really should treat these people with a level of respect, because they're humans first and foremost, but also because literally from that aspect, like, from a business standpoint, you're talking about people that really, you know, live so much, like, Americans are so wasteful, and I realize this, and I'm speaking very generally, like, I'm speaking in general terms, I'm stereotyping, obviously there's exceptions to everything, and obviously I am an American, and I'm not saying that I'm proud of that, because, like I said, I've seen just enough of other cultures to see that, like, we are very, you know, entitled and unappreciative and wasteful and just, you know, kind of like empty, void, you know, like, shallow, materialistic pieces of shit. No, I might write a song about it. Jerry, stop! I'm not, you seeing, look, I'm about to block, moderators, throw his ass out. But anyway, I'm not even gonna look at it, because I know it's him. But yeah, no, I mean, like, but from a business standpoint, you know, you're talking about a group of people that, you know, predominantly don't even use AC, which, if you're in property management, you know that, like, the number one expense, you know, overhead cost that comes with, you know, running an apartment complex is going to be maintenance, specifically the AC units. So you're talking about people that literally don't use any of the amenities. Like they walk for exercise. They're not using the gym equipment. You know, they're not breaking stuff. They're not, they have like usually one vehicle. You have a lot of trash. Like they have referrals, you know, so like when one of them moves out, they usually just have somebody that like takes over their lease, and like they're just really, really decent people. And let's see, get naked. And will you stop? Like, you see that I'm having a serious conversation right here. Like, go away. Thank you. I love you too. Tell that dude, look, we're about to have to gang up on these people. Let's see. That's all. What? But yeah, but anyway, so I don't know. I just hate that people are shitty sometimes, a lot of times. And also I've noticed that, you know, there's a lot of people, tell me when. Jared, I'm about to fucking, come try to pet my dogs. I wish you would. I'm about to fuck somebody up. Why are people so defiant, you think? Why do people have... I want to say it's like... I want to give them too much credit and say it's probably because they like... Oh, it stems from like abandonment issues or something from childhood. No, I think some people just need their ass beat. And when I say that, I've been joking about it, but I mean like in a mother way, like with a wooden spoon. Like a lot of people out here, like grown-ass adults these days, need to be bent over and just smacked with a wooden spoon, like hard, you know, because like even when I mean, I don't know if you ever noticed this, but like even when you like watch somebody, the next time you're around another person and their phone rings or they get a text or something, or they're asked to do anything, like any time a person has an interaction where it's like any type of exchange of services, like, hey, can you hand me that salt? Can you pass me the salt? It's like, hang on just a minute. Like, really, just to the point that everybody's like, just to be clear, I do what I want when I want. You know, like, you're not the boss of me. But it's really, I mean, I'm not really exaggerating. Like, that kind of is to the extent that it is. Like, people just, like, I guess they really are, like, so, I guess selfish is really the only word for it. Just, it's crazy, though. And I don't want to say it's, like, kids these days. It's not. I mean, it's people. It's all of them. I'm literally wiping my nose with the whole world. I'm like, oh, it's kind of runny. It's kind of cold out here. Oh, my gosh. Don't burn me with it. Let me moderate. Yes, be the moderator, please. Does that mean I've made it, like, in the YouTube world? Does it mean that I'm, like... because I do have a video where it wasn't even live. I was recording it, and I was like, moderators, like, get him out of here. Like, ooh, like, we don't want to hear about morals. It was just, like, being silly and stuff. But, this is fun, though. But I want everybody else to be able to talk. Can we do, we should be able to do, like, a joint, can we do, like, a joint thing where everybody gets to talk? Where's all the women at? Where's the girls at, man? No. Woman? Are there girls in here right now? Girls don't typically like me much. I mean, a lot of men don't like me. A lot of people don't really, you know, like, I'm not everyone's flavor of Kool-Aid, let's just say. But... you know, what are you going to do? A lot of people aren't for me either, so it's kind of a mutual thing. But yeah, but women don't really, they don't, and I'm not one of those, it's not like I'm like, oh, I'm one of the guys. Like, no, it's not that I'm just, you know, like one of the guys. Like, I mean, I think there's just, you know, women are kind of a little bit like, but the root of all evil, I guess. Person could do. I heard there is something a person could do as far as I think that I might have to do it before I start that. Oh, look, watch this. Oh, start a poll. I'm going to start a poll. See if I can. It's cold. Like, my hands are cold. I am a chatty Cathy. I am. Well, y'all, well, do you want to play Would You Rather? Would you rather me be a chatty Cathy or be... Something just leaked down from the roof. A chatty Cathy. Would you rather me be a chatty Cathy or a silent Bob? Okay, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Look at this. That's a beautiful woman. That's a lady right there. Nothing is wrong with Jessica as opposed to a... Right? See, you know, I think that as opposed to being a Karen, I think that, you know, people deserve to have the opportunity, especially when they're being shitty, like in a business type setting. You really want to give everybody the opportunity, like work your way up the chain of command so that everybody has a chance to show you if they're going to be a decent human being or not, you know. There's, again, that goes back to the whole, like, people just being, like, children and being like, like, what makes you think that you're so important that you could just, yeah, this world has really just, And I just kind of, like, fuss at people now, like I'm their mother. I mean, we were walking through Walmart the other day, and this grown-ass man passed us that I had no idea who he was. And he was, like, doing that, and I was like, don't bite your nails. And he goes, and, like, kept walking. I'm like, oh my God, I just scolded a stranger at Walmart. But there's germs, you know, I'm like, that's a bad habit. But anyway, okay, somebody else talk. I'm about to end this thing. And then tomorrow I'm going to do a video. You guys, I think this is anthrax, y'all. Oh my God. What do you think? That's anthrax that just stripped off of my porch roof. Just kidding. I'm going to do a video tomorrow. I'm a big stickler about talking with you. That's one of your pet peeves. I'm going to do a video. I'm going to record it and post it to my channel tomorrow, talking about all this stuff that has been on my mind today, because it's been a lot that's been, like, weighing on me, like, really heavily. But when I went to do this live thing, I'm in, like, I think it's just a combination of everything. The man, the fire, the dogs, the almost getting to beat up a crackhead, and then you guys in your company, and just the combination of all of it has really been great. It's been, like, uplifting for my spirits. But I do think it's important that I, you know, make a video about these things, because, I mean, it's just things that I think, you know, for what it's worth, even if it's just for my own, you know, even if it's just for the simple fact of, like, getting it out of my head, you know, and, like, processing it. But also, hopefully, you know, maybe it is something that somebody could kind of, like, I don't know. You're a cheerleader as well. I really am. I am a cheerleader for, like, I really am. Do you mean because I have this, or because I really am? Like, I cheer people on all the time. You know, people tell my boyfriend, we've been together for 4 years, and people tell him all the time. Now, let me say this, though. Let me be very clear. I don't have anything to do with my family anymore. One of the reasons being, well, they don't have much to do with me, if we're being honest. But they would say things like, bless your heart for being with her. You know, like, you're a good man. We commend you. Like, thank you for taking the burden from us. That's not okay. First of all, that's not true. I'm no one's burden. But also, that's very mean to give someone that, you know, like, that's just not, you should not portray people that way, especially people that you should or say that you love. However, the response that people give to my boyfriend a lot now really is like God bless you, because, like, it does take a very, very special type of man to be able to handle a woman like me. And I mean that, like, I'm not degrading myself. I'm not, like, I'm not joking about it. I mean, I am hard, like, I'm a lot to handle, because, You know, I'm not one of these people, like, I don't just go out and, like, speak my mind, you know, like, I'm not an asshole. But I believe that there are certain things that need to be said, you know what I mean? And I've done this for so long, my life, I've been doing this for so long that, like, I promise you, every time you say something to a person, like, even if it's the meanest, most closed off, standoffish person that you would ever see, and you're like, don't joke with them. Like, what is wrong with you? They are literally going to shoot you. Like, every time. And it's not all the times. Like, sometimes people want to be left alone. And I'm usually pretty good at gauging that too. But the times that I've, like, you know, kind of said something joking or whatever to a person that, like, you know, they were like, oh, don't talk to him. Like, or don't talk to her. Like, you're about to get your ass beat. Like, they were the ones that really needed it the most. So I do take life very seriously. You know, the things in life that I think are very important that should be, you know, held to a level of, you know, respect and, like, taken seriously, I do. But I will never miss an opportunity to tell somebody, like, damn, girl, you wearing that dress, you know, or like anytime I see couples, like, at Walmart, if there's, like, a couple that are holding hands, I'm like, oh my God, like, get a room. Like, oh, but really, y'all are sweet, you know. Babies, every time I see a baby, I'm like, you better hold that thing tight or I will steal it. My family, man, and my family shuns me. I will continue. Yeah. No, you have to. And it's like, people that don't get it just don't get it. You know, I had somebody tell me the other day that her best friend was I looks like I have a mustache from this shadow, but this woman told me that one of her good friends was a drug addict, and that the woman was high on drugs and had 4 kids and rolled over or, like, almost suffocated one of them, like, almost killed the child. She said the other 3 children they were not taken from the mother. So this woman that almost killed one of her children when she was high on drugs, that child was taken into, you know, foster care or whatever, and the other 3 were left with the same mother. She said, you've got to be a real piece of shit to not have your kids for 6 years. What kind of a person must you be that you haven't seen your kids in 6 years? And I said, I can't disagree with that. I'm someone that values logic and reasoning, and I put that pretty high. Like, that's very important to me. So I definitely see where that would be a valid argument. But also, I won't even go in it. Like, the world, like, the systems are broke. And it's a shame. It really, really is. And it really is. It's sickening. Do you honestly think your family wakes up and looks down on you? What got them to where they are? Their own guilt. They, my parents in particular, they have so much guilt around, you know, because it's one thing to be really shitty to someone, but most people that have someone that's treated them like shit, you've given them the fuel that they need to, you know, just be bitter. You know, that's their get out of jail free card just to be an asshole to everybody else. So it almost makes a person not feel as guilty. It's like, well, I treated them like shit, but they're living their life now. Now they're out just being an asshole to everybody. But the fact that I've told my parents, like, I've forgiven them. Well, like, my mom would never forgive me never ask for forgiveness for anything anyway. But the fact that I still will call them from time to time and be like, hey, I just want you to know I love you, you know, I think it makes it worse for them. And they know that they've treated me like this horrible person. So they felt guilty because they thought that they raised me to be this horrible person. So they felt guilt around that. And then when it turns out I'm actually not a horrible person at all, I'm actually a very, very decent human being, then now they're just kind of like, I mean, I honestly can say, like, I know in my heart of hearts, like, I know that it is not me. Like, there's nothing wrong with me. I know that it's them. But it doesn't make it hurt any less. It doesn't. I mean, I'm a grown-ass woman, and it's still, you know, it hurts. because, and then it's like too, I mean, my dad's really fucking cool. Like I was showing I was showing him pictures. Like my dad's rode his motorcycle. Like he's been to Vietnam, like not in war, but like literally went on a vacation to Vietnam and was like chilling with the natives, like sitting down Indian style, like drinking, vodka and stuff. Like he's drove his motorcycle to the Arctic Circle. Like he's like he went and saw like Dracula, like the real castle, and like wrote a book about it and shit. Like my dad's fucking cool. I mean, I adore him. He's my father. So to see him be in this place where he's just so miserable and just so, just ate up with guilt and shame. I mean, it's hard, and it's like, but at the same time, man, if I go around like he's not gonna be like, oh, it's me, it's not you, it's me. No, he's like, it's you, So I'm like, well, I can't subject myself to that, because then I will, I can't do that. You had a bad relationship with your parents. Yeah, we'll let go catch some alligators. Why would they say you were horrible? We're new to this conversation. Because I think every family dynamic most of the time does have a scapegoat, like there is typically one in every family. If it's not in the immediate family, it's going to be like at least in the extended family. It just may not be to the same, it may not be as, in my family, it's really, really bad. Like, my family is absolutely in denial about everything. Like, my sister literally has to, like, tuck her angel wings in her shirt before she goes to work every morning, Like, that's how perfect she is. And I am, this disgrace to just really the whole, human race, as they would, put it. And I'm not being like boo-hoo. Like, I don't care because I know that's not true. But it shows you more of like, it really is a reflection, I believe, of people's own insecurities and, the things they struggle with because they project that onto somebody else. Like, I have no problem telling my boyfriend all the good things about him because, like, I think good things about me. But when people can't even cope with their own emotions and they have nothing but hatred towards themselves, but they can't even, they're so detached from their emotions that they're oblivious to how much hatred they really have for themselves. They just walk around projecting it onto other people. So they just walk up to somebody and they're like, oh my God, like, let me see, like, even if it's mom stuff, like, lay your hair down, like, just constantly picking people apart because they are so, just unhappy within themselves, but it's not healthy. And it's definitely not healthy when you have say you have two children where you have a thing where one of them you portray as like the golden child and then the other one being the, like the black sheep. Like that's not how humans are. Humans are complex and we all have our strengths and weaknesses. So to put somebody in that, that's just not how it's supposed to be, but it happens every day. What did you do? I am the black sheep. You keep saying they are. Eat up with guilt and shame. Where did that come from? I think a lot of times it is something that is passed down from generation to generation, honestly. I think that sometimes it's literally just in the bloodline. I think that there's a lot of guilt and shame that people have that comes from shit that people don't even talk about. I think that families, and again, I'm assuming, I don't even know, I'm not saying it has to be like American. I don't know if there are people in here from other countries or if it makes a difference, but I can say for sure in America, like in like pretty much every family, there are really, really dark secrets. And the more perfect a family appears on the outside, you can bet your ass the more skeletons are in the closet and the more secrets that have to be kept, the more, like the greater lengths a person or a family would go to keep those things quiet. And, you were saying earlier, like conflict is healthy. I mean, and I agree. But I'll tell you, talking about the things that people don't want to talk about, as uncomfortable as it is, it's the only way that's going to ever, change. It's the only thing that's ever going to help these situations, you know, because there's people that are running around saying they're diagnosed with bipolar disorder and stuff, and all and they're on medication and they're suicidal and stuff. That is not the mental illness. It really is it is the manifestation of like these burdens and like family secrets and shit that gets, and like trauma that gets all put onto one family member. It's like an energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only be transferred, right? So everybody takes all that negative energy from all the fucking trauma throughout the family, and they just force it down that one person, and it makes them go crazy. It's sad. Guilt and shame come from dysfunction, abuse, molesting, rape, incest. Absolutely. Absolutely. And the worse it is, the more detestable and shameful it is, the more we're told we're not supposed to talk about it. And everything comes with everything is so, it gets really, really sticky, you know? Like most people are backed into a corner, you know? So like if you have a single mom that is trying to work 2 jobs to, you know, feed her kids, you know, she has to ask the person next door to watch her kids, to babysit while she goes to work. And, or, you know, say whatever the situation is, whatever hypothetical, you know, maybe it's the relative, you know, that just, our house was about to go into foreclosure, you know. If it wasn't for Uncle fucking, you know, shithead, you know, paying our mortgage and keeping our house from going into foreclosure, like we'd be homeless right now. So what's that gonna mean when, you know, little Sally says, well, actually, Uncle Fuckhead, you know, was, you know, the things that you told me that no grown-up is ever supposed to do to me, well, Uncle Fuckhead, they did those things to me. And remember, you told me that you were my parent and that you love me and you're supposed to keep me safe, so I'm telling you that now because that's not okay, right? And then Mom or Dad goes, yeah, but remember what I just said? Uncle Fuckhead paid our mortgage. Like, if we say anything about this, he's going to be mad and he's going to throw us out on the street. Is that what you want, little Sally? Do you want your mom and dad and all your siblings to be homeless? That's fucked up. And that's the kind of shit that happens every day, isn't it? Yeah. And isn't it crazy that, like, if you believe in Jesus Christ, like, I've always thought it was crazy that when people say Jesus died for your sins, you know, I don't know why, I've just always this has always stood out to me, like, even as a kid, like in Vacation Bible School and stuff. When people say, they don't say Jesus died for all the murderers and the bank robbers or, like, the thieves and the liars. They always say he died on the cross for our sins, like for our guilt and shame. And I don't know. I feel like there's something to that. I feel like that's really the kicker. Like, that's what was the hardest thing. That's why it had to happen the way it did, is because our guilt and shame are what just destroys us. Like, it's worse than cancer. I mean, and it's so, it's such a catch-22. How, you know, the things that you feel shameful about, like, you keep doing them. And especially when it's things like, you should never be ashamed. You should never have shame for something that was done to you. Like, no, that's not right. That's not how it's supposed to be. Parents is freaking weird. Why family gets blindsided? Right. It does. It does, because, and I'll tell you why, because it takes a really, really strong person. It's very, very rarely that a person says, fuck you, no matter what. You will not hold that over my head. I can say that because I've done it, and I promise you, it is not easy. People know what they're doing. They know that, you know, that's why most help comes with people that want to help you, they're not trying to help you. First of all, I think that if somebody really wants to help you, they'll ask you what kind of help you need. People don't. They do it with strings attached, and that's exactly what it is. 9 times out of 10, they want to back you into a corner. They want control, and they want to have you in a situation to where you have to compromise your morals, your beliefs, and especially in a family dynamic where you have all these jealous bitches. So say you have Aunt Catherine, who is a shitty mother, and she sees you raising your kids, her nieces and nephews, she's threatened by that. So, yeah, of course she's going to have her husband, Uncle Fuckhead, pay off the mortgage so she can have you, you know, or like have it set up to where you end up losing your kids because she, or her raising your kids because she didn't want to sit there and watch you be a good mother because she, you know, it's just like people are shitty. And I know that people hurt people, but I think it's time that enough's enough, you know? I mean, I just, you're not going to hold that over my head. You are not going to put me in a situation where my morals or my values or anything like that is going to be compromised because otherwise I'm going to be homeless or anything. Like, bye. I will sleep under the overpass. I promise you, like, gladly before I compromise my values or my morals or anything because you feel like you have a position of power over me. Fuck you. Yeah. You heard that? Look, dude, he's raging out of control. I love it. This is, guys, all this road rage, all these men with these anger issues, this is the solution. Right now, he always says, I'm trying to be a therapist. Ain't no fucking therapy to it. Get you an axe or a hammer or a freaking poodle if you got to and beat the shit out of some wood. Like, for real. When I was being victimized, I was strong enough to take my done to me. God helps me get my head on straight. Today is 9 days. God shows me so much. Yeah, really. And that's, thank God that we have a God that does. There's nothing that we could ever go through that he has not been through. And not in a way of being like, oh, yeah, it's nothing. I've been through that. No, but in a way of like, I genuinely can empathize with you. I have suffered what you're suffering. And I did it so that you would always know that you are not alone. And that is such a beautiful thing. And, man, and Jesus was a gangster too. Like, I love that. I need to watch my mouth because I really have a potty mouth. And I am working on that because even though I don't think I know that, you know, it doesn't affect my relationship with God. But also, if I'm going to talk about Jesus, I probably should not be so, man, I look like shit right now. Oh, man. Anyway, what was I saying about my potty mouth? Oh, fuck. I am more spiritual than religious. Yeah, don't be religious. That is the, my boyfriend and I live in a big neighborhood. And the other day we literally knocked on every door in the neighborhood and asked everybody if they knew Jesus. And that was the response that I got so often was, yeah, no, we're not religious. I said, no, good. Neither was he. It's true. What are you doing? You want me to put the phone up and leave it on and then they can watch you beat the shit out of some wood? Do y'all want to see him beat the shit out of some wood? Can you guys, how about y'all say some things that you're angry about and we'll like shout them out as we're beating the shit out of wood? Can we do that? Can we have like some anger therapy right now? Native American comes out when the bad spirits come out to fight. Yep. I would be so angry if I was a Native American. These white people are like, we are awful, literally. Like, how are you going to land, like, literally roll up on somebody's land thinking that you're like, this is India. No, it's not. Okay, well, I'm going to call y'all Indians anyway. And then I'm going to take y'all's land and make you cook for me and have a holiday every year where we like rub it in your face like, hey, remember that day when you guys taught us how to cook? White people are kind of awful, like, honestly. I mean, people have their moments. I mean, I'm not saying there's not good in everybody, but if you had to rate, like, if there was an award for the absolute most despicable race, ooh, drum roll, please. Yeah, it's the white people, man. We're awful. Just really. I'm really ashamed for my people. And you know, Christopher Columbus, you know his wife was like, just stop and ask him for directions. And he was like, I'm not lost. I know where I am. And the Indians were like, oh, and, you know, just being nice. I'm sure they were so nice. And she was like, just stop. They look nice. Ask them ask them how far it is till India. And he's like, no, this is it. I'm telling you, we're going to stop here. Just being a man. Look, I'm going to put the phone down so we can beat this wood, okay? I'm going to put my anger, like my energy into beating the shit out of this wood for social injustice. For all the black sheeps, you know, like, I mean, you, like, really, and also, people doing things, because I'll tell you, you know, what you do in private, like, your shame and your, you know, the things that you do behind closed doors or like in the darkness, you think it might not affect anybody else, but like I can feel it. Like I'm not perfect by any means, but there's so much stuff going on right now that is like not good, and I can feel it. Like it really does drain me. So I feel like people need to they either need to stop doing the things that they're doing that they obviously have shame around, or they need to come to terms with it. Because if you're going to keep doing it, you might as well find a way to like be okay with it, you know? And if you're going to continue to be have shame around it, then stop. Because I literally, like, the air gets thicker around here. And I know that there's people just doing shit that they're not supposed to be doing. And I'm like, I'm not judging you. I don't care what you do. If it's not hurting me, like, we're putting my life in danger, you know, severe, like, if it's not severely, like, threatening me, like, I don't care what you do. But, like, when you care so much about the stuff that you do and you feel so guilty about it that it's, like, literally, like, the what'd you say? I'm about to, huh? Oh, it's payday. We haven't been living paycheck to paycheck in a long time, but, it happens. But, you know, I'm very, very grateful that I really have a man that works his ass off. You know, not only, guys, I mean, really, not only does he get up and go to work 5 days a week, like, with a smile on his face, really, but he's also so nice to me when he leaves in the morning. Like, I used to think he was being a smart ass at first. I was like, is this dude playing me? Like, is he, like, what is he talking about? Like, do I need anything? Like, as he's tucking my feet under the covers. Like, it's so sweet, though. And I deserve that too. I mean, like, I deserve to have somebody that treats me like that, and I treat him good too. But like, most of the time in life, we don't get what we deserve, you know. So like, oh, I'm like shaking right now. I'm silly. Does he give you? Who said Donald Trump? Donald Trump. I love people that just shout out stuff. Do y'all, okay, hear me out. Do you think, I have been thinking ever since he got shot in the ear, I've been thinking he's the Antichrist. And I'll tell you why. I'm not going to tell you why, because it's what I was going to do the video on. But I will say that, you know, when Jesus was tempted by Satan, like in the wilderness after 40 days of fasting, like, I always kind of assumed Satan was like trying to get at him when he was like at his weakest. But really, I think he waited till Jesus was like in his full, like the most powerful. I think that Donald Trump is doing great things, and I think it's legitimate. Like, I think he really, you know, is being fueled by the Spirit. And I mean, but all these people, that there's a lot of people praying for him, and you know, there's a lot of like really powerful stuff being sent out into the world, you know, and it's making things happen. I mean, y'all see it. But here's the thing. All it takes is, you know, a man's ego. Like, it never goes away. Even when somebody is, you know, doing doing good things, to get to a point where all it would take is like one thing, like one moment of weakness, you know, like one little Hitler moment of like hearing people chanting his name, like it's coming, you know, he's going to do all these wonderful things. And I know that he's doing them with good intention. I don't think he's like, oh, he's evil, like he's the devil. No, I think that he's a man of God. But I think that as long as you're a man, period, it doesn't matter how much God lives in you. If you don't acknowledge how quickly our ego can take, or our, you know, we can let our self-will, you know, overthrow everything else. Like, I'm really afraid that that's what's going to happen. I mean, I'm not afraid, because what's going to happen, I mean, if it's not him, it's going to be somebody. Like, that day's coming. So, that's just something to think about. I love Donald Trump too. I really do. I think he is, I feel like I'm like the most negative person in the world, because all these good things are happening, and I'm like, I'm glad for it, but at the same time, it's just once you know, like, I know the Bible, and like I understand things. I'm not bragging, but I'm saying, like, once you have that picture already painted and you start seeing the things unfold, it's just like, I don't want to say it's bittersweet, but it's kind of almost just like it's just part of the script that you know is going to play out. Because you have to remember these things that he's doing. I sound like a negative Nancy, I know. But the thing is, we're talking about a president that's fighting for children to not have, like, government funded. I know we don't have to get into politics, but what I'm saying though is that these things were so preposterous anyway. It almost kind of seems like, don't you? To me, it seems very much like a script, all of it, because we're like, yay, thank God, we're finally not going to have taxpayer dollars going to having, underage, minors having sex changes without their parents knowing. Like, yay, finally someone stepped up and, like, put a stop to that. But, like, I mean, and that is good, but it's like, that was so far out there anyway. You know what I'm saying? It's almost just kind of like, yeah, I mean, it just, all these things have to happen, so I just don't really get that emotionally invested in it. Then Trump won't make it, sadly. Oh, let's see. No good deed goes unpunished. No act of charity goes unresented. Never known an eagle to eat its feathers. However, the eagle does. I'm, like, reading what you're saying right now because an eagle to eat its feathers. However, the eagle does. What does molt mean? Is that what that word is? What? I'm like, you're so smart. See, it makes me feel bad when I sit here and talk when people are smarter than me that are talking. Why are you not being there? Are you freezing? I'm gonna go spend some time. I'm like, oh my gosh, my man is so amazing. But I am gonna go on that note. And I think that I'm just gonna go because y'all, let's do this again tomorrow at noonday. Not noonday, midnight day. Okay? Guys, I enjoyed it. I really did. Y'all have a good night. Say bye to him, Daniel. Oh, thought it was a crackhead. All right, guys, look, use your blinker always. And just pray that, no matter what happens, like, things have to come to pass, but, like, we're going to get through this, what I mean? Especially if you are, like, I feel like we're kind of all in the same corner here, guys. So, I mean, we just got to be, brave and stand bold and with Christ and, like, and all that stuff. Let's see. You guys, let's see. Okay, you guys have a good night. Take care. Bye.